Good morning, followers. I'm just going to kind of give a brief press release today about mind control, the electromagnetic spectrum, to kind of sift the wheat and the chaff and the bullshit. I believe that mind control is a very real thing, and it's gotten to a point now where I've observed things that they're beyond reality. I don't know how I can explain this to you, but if you are under the influences of this pervasive interference, I'm going to share with you some of my theories. The first step to make it real simple for anybody, I don't know if this is affecting high people, heads of state. I don't know if it's affecting other countries, if it's a global thing, and naturally it's going to be different for different languages. Your first way to tell if you're under control is going to be examining letters and numbers. Now, I've compiled some letters and numbers. I'm not leaking it all. I've leaked documents, cases. I've got cases and cases and binders and books of real evidence, real documented evidence that I've leaked through the phones, hoping that the government can get a look at it. Now, here's the thing. Whether or not they've actually got access to this stuff or treat it seriously, I don't know. What the degree of this control is that, think about it like this. 90% of everything you do is subconscious, unconscious. 10% of it's like what you actually do. People are moving things. They're moving items. Everything they do is, I'm talking about sheer precision. They are able to move things around. They're able to speak wirelessly, meaning some of the things that they're saying, their thoughts, are being triggered. And the easiest way for you to test it is in your mind. When these thoughts come up, you will look around. You will see things. I've noticed orgasms directly in line with television broadcasts, with air conditioners or machines coming on. I've actually wrote this shit down and measured precisely when a motherfucker comes to this shit. And I'm taking people with me to show them. I said, bring me your best guys. Bring me your best motherfuckers. I will prove it to you. And it comes down to letters. There are certain things that nobody's going to know, really, but you. And through your mind, you're able to communicate with people through leaving them numbers, letters, symbols, esoteric symbols. And the easiest way that I could give for somebody to take a look is look at your letters. Know your letters. For example, R-O. R-O means robot. Means, remote control. Now we look at like Emmanuel, Jesus. It's manual. Manual meaning that all of its decisions, everything was played out. If you look at my name and my numbers, it goes back to before I was even born. The county I was born in, everything that I'm doing, like the rings, the 33-degree rings and shit like that form, all of this shit, the house that I'm in and the rafters right here was on my birthday, 1989. Before I was even born, how would I come here? The motherfuckers that have been coming up, they have with numbers. I believe they're called seers. 13 seer, 15 seer is a newer model. They may have different ones. But what they're doing is they're killing off these older robots and they're bringing in these newer robots. And they're doing this to some weird crooked ideology that's secret. And I uncovered it. And I told some jokes in the past and offended a lot of these so-called powers that be. And they're ritualistically shaming me. And I have gone all the way up to the top pretty much. I've sent letters out to people. I've petitioned government officials. And what it looks like is I'm being silenced. They're silencing my communications here on the computers. And this is deep. You know, I can't reveal it all. But I'm about 99.99% sure that we're under remote control. I know for a fact I've identified at least 3 people that I know of, and one of these people had no knowledge of what I'm saying. That motherfucker's under complete remote control. And they don't know they're under remote control. And I've tried to jump track and jump time, and I'm going to leave you with this. I think it has something to do with the frequencies. What we have here is ultra low frequency. That's the frequency of the earth. These low frequencies, like brain to skull communications, they're frequencies that can communicate with your mind on a very low level. You have higher vibration frequencies that can control your mind at a higher level. So you have, I guess, would be the top people that are controlling this, or machines. They're vibrating on a higher frequency. You'll never be able to be caught up because it's a time delay system. Just like satellite TV, they'll always be 8 seconds, 9 seconds, 10 seconds behind. The thoughts that they do, the maneuvers that they make, they'll always be 8 seconds behind. And they'll always know what you're doing. They'll always be 1 step ahead of you. Now that's fine for national security and defense, but what happens when they're using this shit to maneuver people around and fuck people up with their little fucked up games and, watching you, tracking your eyes? They know what you're going to look at before you look at it. They know what you're going to think before you're even going to think it. And they're broadcasting those thoughts. That little voice in your head, that's in a large part controlled by this. And the direction you move your neck, the direction, the things you grab, it's all symbolic. And just watch for your letters. Watch for your numbers. You will know what it is when it comes up. They say, man, there's plenty of E's. There's plenty of L's. There's plenty of J's. There's plenty of S's. There's plenty of X's out there. All right? That's fine. But look to where it first came from. Look at who first discovered it. Go from there. Because I don't think it's going to apply to all of them. Each one's got their own variant. And they'll all have to put it together. Probably all have to work as a team. And the first step is acknowledging that the phenomenon exists and what you're actually going to do about it. But I may be taking a trip in a few days. I want y'all to just kind of look into it. If it's bullshit, it's bullshit. If it's not, I really think you need to take a look into it.